Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to episode number 7 of this Les Paul build. This is going to be a pretty quick and short episode because I'm still waiting for some parts to come in, which is frustrating. So we can't do the wiring just yet. There's a couple things that we're missing. So once those are in, we'll do the wiring. But before that, we're going to add a couple of things today. What we'll do, we'll shield the cavities, and we're going to put those stickers on the fretboard. So those are going to be two big things, and I'll probably have time to file the nut as soon as the files come in the mail. We'll get the bridge installed, and then later we can take them off when it comes to the installation of the wiring. So for now, we're going to go ahead and get started with the shielding. So let's get to it. Last episode, I put the polyurethane on the guitar, and I mentioned how there was a lot of bubbling. I did go back in and I kind of redid it. Basically, it was largely due to the technique and the tools that I was using. So I redid it, and there still is some bubbling, but it's definitely not as bad as before. So I'll see if I can, if you can see that. It'll be hard to tell on camera, but there is some bubbling. But other than that, we've got a really nice, shiny, protective polyurethane finish on the top of the body and as well as the headstock. So that's really cool. I'm really, really happy with the way that turned out. I think if I went back, I'd probably need like a thicker brush, and that would probably take care of some of the bubbling. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna stick with it. I can always in the future just redo the finish. It's not a very hard thing to do. But for now, we're just gonna stick with it. So what I'm gonna do today is we are going to shield all the cavities. And so we're gonna shield the pickup cavities, and we're going to shield the back cavities as well. So I'm going to be using copper foil tape for this. I just got this off Amazon. It was like, I think, $5. And so the key is when you're getting copper foil, make sure that the adhesive is also conductive, because if it's not, it's going to make your job a lot harder in terms of putting the tape on the cavity, putting the tape on. So you want, the tape to be conductive, and you want continuity. So if you've got a layer of tape and another layer on tape on top, and the adhesive isn't conductive, these two pieces won't be conductive together. There's no continuity, right? So the adhesive is conductive, and so the whole thing will be nice, and it'll have some continuity. So let's just go ahead and let's get started, and I'll speed this up, and I'll be back as soon as I'm done. Okay, it's been about like 45 minutes. It actually took me quite a long time, but I got the cavities all shielded. I did my best. So basically it's not perfect, but at the end of the day, this isn't that important of a step. It's definitely an optional step. If you're using humbucker pickups like how I'm going to be using them, it's not going to make a huge difference. It'll help. It's not going to hurt, certainly. But if you were using like a single coil pickup guitar, then yeah, like this is definitely much more of an important thing to do, because it's gonna really decrease the amount of hum you get. You'll still get a little hum because that's what single coils do, but for humbuckers, this guitar is now pretty much gonna be silent, which is exciting. So you might have noticed that I kind of let the copper foil get to these top flat areas, and the reason why is when I go to cut my back plates out, which I'm going to be cutting out of purple perloid, I'm going to coat the back of that back plate with that copper foil so that we get contact between the foil and then the whole thing will be kind of grounded and as one thing. And so now what I'll do is I'm going to put the neck stickers on. I'm actually really excited about this next step. I think this is going to make the guitar look absolutely magnificent. How many Les Pauls have you ever seen that have vine inlays? Like, not many, and so it's very unique. When you think of Les Pauls, these are essentially the inlays you kind of get. So these are from a company called Neck Illusions. They're really good. You should definitely check their website out. I'm gonna put these on, and let's see what these look like afterwards. there you have it. That looks absolutely beautiful. Look at that. That is... I'm really happy with the way this guitar is looking. Like the ebony fretboard really matches the rest of the guitar so much better. You know, the rosewood, the color just didn't really match. And so, you know, with the stickers, there are, you know, some spots where they kind of, you know, they contact the frets. But that was to be expected because, you know, this guitar isn't like a manufactured, like an Epiphone or a Gibson or an ESP or an Ibanez Les Paul, right? Like this is a kit Les Paul. So I was kind of worried. So I had to pretty much just order a like Gibson Les Paul standard type of set, and it pretty much fits. Like it fits, I'd say like 97% of the way. And there's just kind of a certain spots where the stickers are kind of finicky, but they fit. And they actually feel really nice. Like they feel, you can tell they're not real wood. You can tell they're stickers, but they actually feel pretty close to real wood. You know, your fingers don't kind of stick up on them. As you sweat, they just keep sliding, which is good. Because that's kind of the problem with stickers is your hands will, you know, they'll slip, or sorry, they'll grab and they'll hold as you sweat, as you play. So, so basically the lowdown on these is you have 3,000, I think you have 3,000 hours of play before you have to get new ones. And so for me, I don't play a whole lot. So for me, 3,000 hours is going to last a lot longer than, let's say, someone that plays, you know, 3 hours a day. And so basically you can take them off. You can't oil them, but you can oil the fretboard and then you can put it back on. So you can take them on and off 3 times before you have to get new ones. And so hopefully, you know, these last. And yeah, I'm really excited on the way this looks. So far we've done the shielding, the cavities. We've got the stickers on. I'm gonna close this off for now. I think as soon as the fret files come in, which should be tomorrow or not too far from now, I'll install the bridge and we'll put the strings on and we'll kind of do a little setup on it. And then once the rest of the parts are in, we'll do the wiring. And so we'll keep moving along. So I'll see you guys when those fret files come in. It's been a while since that last thing you just saw, and there are a bunch of things that have happened. So I went in and I installed all the hardware, okay? Installed all the hardware, I cut out all the back plates, I even put the strings on, I broke a bunch of strings in the process, and I finished pretty much installing all the hardware I wanted minus the pickups, okay? I went in to go edit the video. It was all corrupted. I could not use a single thing from all that work that I put in. I'm really pissed off. So it's been a long time since the last thing you just saw. I got busy with my birthday. I got busy with, you know, being pissed off about losing all that footage that I was so excited to show you. Not to mention there was a couple things that I was still waiting to get in. So everything's come in now, which is great. So I got everything installed that I want to install besides the pickups. But unfortunately, I don't have the footage. So here's a little progress report. Here's a little update on where the guitar is looking right now. So I got it right next to me. So I'll show you from the back first. I've installed back plates. So as you can see, I've got purple perloid back plating on the back. So I used the Dremel to drill the holes. I countersunk the holes with just a bigger bit, and then I sanded down the back of the perloid, and I put that copper foil all along the back so that when the copper foil is pressed, it presses onto more copper foil, which is in the cavity, so it performs a nice grounded seal in there. So that's the back. Next thing, obviously, I installed the strap buttons. These are Schaller strap locks. These are great. I'd highly recommend getting them. So the way these work is if you see the strap right here, you pull on this knob. Okay, I'm just gonna rest this on my leg here. I'm gonna pull the knob and it slides right off. Okay, you have to pull the knob in order for it to slide off. Now when I put it back on, if I were to yank this off, it's not going anywhere. This is impossible to get off. You have to pull the knob to get the strap to come off, which is awesome. So they're not gonna go anywhere. They're wonderful. Next, I installed the output jack. So that's just a plastic output jack that I installed. It's horribly done. I did an absolute garbage job putting those screws in. They're all over the place. It's horrendous. The output jack is from the Devin Townsend Fishman Fluence pickups that I'm going to be installing, which will be in the next episode. So that's that. Next, We've got the tuning keys installed. These are Graphtec locking ratio tuners. So what's cool about these tuners is not only are they locking tuners, so they're easy to change strings out and you can lock them in and not have to worry about your strings going out of tune, but also they're ratio tuners. So what that means is basically when you're playing on this guitar, okay, you normally on the E string you have to turn it a whole bunch of times to get the string to pitch. On the high E string you turn it a little bit and the thing jumps up like 5 semitones. With ratio tuners, each tuning machine has certain ratio size gears, so they all turn the exact same amount. So obviously the G string is obviously very frustrating to tune because you get it to within 10 cents, you turn it, all of a sudden it jumps up 20 cents and you have to loosen it up again. So that problem is eliminated. So these are great. These are from Graphtec. They even come with the Invisimount mounting plates, the black ones I've got on the back, so I don't even have to drill any holes into the headstock to get them to fit, which is great. You can retrofit them to any guitar that you want. So that's a look at the headstock with the tuning machines on there. I've got the truss rod cover on there. So this is kanji, which is like a language of symbols, kanji for power. And so I figured, this is a pretty power guitar, power move, building a guitar. So I figured that'd be a cool little thing. So obviously you saw this is one of the rare things that you saw me install, the fret stickers. Next, we've got the switch. So this is a 3-way switch, just a regular one. I got this off of WD Music. They have a lot of really great parts selection that you can choose from, all little odd and ends, pots, tone knobs, switches, bridges, everything. They got everything on the website. So they're a really cool place. Next, I will show you. Anyways, I was trying to show you without showing you. I've got a tremolo on this guitar. So that's not very common of a Les Paul, having a tremolo system on there. So this is something called a Stets bar. And then these are the pots that I have installed down there. And there's my 3-way mini switch, which I'll be showing you in the next video when I'm going to have planned for that. So these pots are push-pull, but the fact that I'm using this 3-way switch means that these push-pull pots are useless. They won't actually do anything. I could wire them up so they do something, but I don't really need them for that. So this is a Stets bar. So what's cool about a Stets bar is it sits directly on top of the guitar. So with a normal trem, like with a Floyd Rose or any stock trem that comes with the guitar, you actually have to drill a cavity on the backside, which has the springs and everything for the tremolo to fit. I don't have to do that with this. This goes flat right on the top. Now the issue with this is that the action was stupid high, even with the bridge at the lowest setting. So what I had to do was physically grind the bridge. So this piece where the strings are going through, right here, this piece right here, I had to grind this down a good 2 millimeters to get the strings to be near playable. And even still, the action is a touch high for what I like. But that being said, it's totally playable. I'm not going to complain about it too much. I can't really grind it down any further because I've grinded it down pretty good. And so yeah, so that's basically where I've got the guitar right now. So all the hardware is installed for the strap buttons, the output jack, and this is a purple strap. I got purple because it matches obviously the coloring scheme of the guitar, black and purple. So all the hardware is black, and once I put the pickups on here, this thing is going to look beautiful. Because right now it's kind of like a car without wheels. You buy a brand new car, but it doesn't have wheels on it. That's what this guitar looks like. So once the pickups are in there, this thing is going to look nice and finished and really beautiful. So I'm obviously really pissed off that this episode had to end this way without me being able to show you any footage of me installing all of this. But that's just the reality of having a garbage camera. And so hopefully this footage makes it to the final video and I don't have to, re-upload it again. So anyways, that is a wrap for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my videos, contemplate giving me, a subscribe, which would be great. Like this video. I've got a whole bunch of other covers out as well of random songs that I've done by Meshuggah, Breaking Benjamin, Foo Fighters, Slayer, and whatnot. So if you could check those videos out, that'd be awesome. Anyways, that's a wrap for this episode. Next episode, we will be installing the pickups and getting, finally, a sound test and a tone test, what this thing can actually do. So I will see you guys then.